Well, hello, my darlings. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for joining me, and welcome to Wednesdays with Wallace Psychic Medium, baby medium. Working on that at the moment. We're doing, or Spirit is giving me some very interesting and wonderful things there, but I won't take up today's video with all the news on that. I try and save that for the morning cuppa so we can actually just have a chat about those sorts of things. But I will do a couple of little shameless self-promotions here in a minute after I welcome all of you from wherever you are in the world. Welcome to our channel. And I hope that you get lots out of it, you get something out of it, that it helps you with your life at the moment. It's certainly helping me with mine, I can tell you that much. So it's a two-way street. I'm going down the street and you're coming up the street as well. So it's a two-way street. Ignore the earth angels. They are very, very restless today. They are... Can't shut them out because they'll scratch the bloody door down. If they're in, they want to get out. If they're out, they want to get in. You know the deal. You know how that is, darlings, don't you? Okay, so a couple of bits of shameless self-promotions. I have welcomed you. I thank you for coming. I thank you to those people who have bought me a coffee and contributed. Love. Thank you so much. Thank you to those of you who have booked readings. I still have some space left for the last week in this month, and then of course into April. So we've also got Easter in April as well. So keeping that in mind, it's a big deal. And thank you. Thank you for coming for the readings. I'd love it if you make comments. I don't mind your comments at all, as long as they're uplifting and positive for all the people that, you know, come along to the channel, because that's the whole point of it. And I am pro-democracy, and I am all about freedom, and I am all about living our lives and having those that we elect or that we bring into power to respect the fact that we've elected them, and that they have a responsibility to us, and they have a responsibility to better and enhance our lives, because that's their bloody job. Okay, don't get me started. Okay, so the topic of today's video, lots of notes. The topic of today's video, because I've been channeling lots and lots of things again and writing, and the topic is soft coup or hostile takeover by the three Muskracketeers. And who are those? Well, of course, we know who they are, but we'll name them in a few minutes. And of course, you know, we'll talk about, you know, who's who in the zoo. I've got the cards here. I'm going to be shuffling them. And while I'm shuffling them, we'll have a little chat about some of the things that have been taking place. Canada's pushing back. Good on you, Canada. They are part of the British Empire, and they are part of our allies. We're all together because we're all part of the Commonwealth, Canada and Australia and a number of other places. We're part of the Commonwealth. We have a king and a queen, and we don't have a ratbag president. And I'm not saying that everybody's, you know, I'm not trying to whitewash everybody, darlings. Everybody's got their thing. And, you know, this is certainly a time for an overhaul of the way in which we've done things in the past and lived and all that. But then the planets are saying that. The planets are saying that this is out with the old, in with the new, and it's a change, and we're moving into new understandings and new ways in which to live, and where change. And when great change comes, when big change comes, and we all know this, don't we, darlings, when it comes in our own life, it's not always the easiest thing to navigate, is it? I mean, it's usually a bit of a shit of a time, really. And, we can say that now, can't we? Full of profanities I am. You're lucky I don't come out with worse. Okay, so Musk, well, what's happening with the muskrat? Well, he's, he lost recently, he's lost 700 billion. Yay! And people are, countries are rebadging Teslas, and other people are pretty ashamed to be driving them. And I hope those here in Australia who are driving the bloody things are ashamed to drive them as well. So, so that's all really, really important. I'm going to get rid of this call. I'm sorry that it interrupted us. So get that out of the way, keep going. And so he's had a 700 billion loss because the four companies that he's got, well, look at X, he took over Twitter and screwed that. Tesla's shares are all dropped tremendously, and they're going down the gurgler. What's the other thing that he's got? SpaceX isn't doing too well, and quite frankly, it shouldn't. And why is the American government giving SpaceX and a person who doesn't even have high security clearance and can't get it because he's not trustworthy? Oh, dear me. Are we listening, darlings? Are we listening? The bloody person, he's not trustworthy. The American government don't trust him enough to give him full security clearance, and yet they're dealing with these bloody companies on all their top secret information. What? Where are our heads, darlings? Where are our heads? I just want to bloody well know. I mean, where are our heads? I think we've lost them. They've disappeared at the rear end. So he's in deep trouble. Should he be deported? I'm going to have a little look at that in a little while, but we should deport him. What are we waiting for? What is America waiting for? Deport him. He's got too much to say. He's running around behind the other bloke. Well, he wants to stay a bit behind if he's a bit smelly. Serve him right. Running around after him, boarding Air Force One. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's like a bunch of bloody kids running around. Trump gets out of the car and gets up the short. Now, if that was Biden and he was going up short stairs, they'd say he was senile and he was past it and he wasn't fit to be anything. La, 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 la. Is anybody saying anything about this joker? No. Is anybody pointing out that, the two of them are probably in the back office smoking some funny stuff, him and Musk, because Musk is on he's on the drugs, isn't he? Is the other bloke on the drugs as well? Are they in the back office having a little, a little party together? Just putting it out there. I'm just saying. Okay, so he's had a loss. The four companies are teetering. I reckon they should deport him. What are they waiting for? What's the grand plan? I want to know what the grand plan is, and I'm looking at it thinking, no, I'm not thinking, I'm getting. I sometimes say thinking, but what I really mean is I'm feeling, because it's not about thinking, it's all about the feeling. And the feelings I get and the intuitive hits and all the things that are being told to me. But being me who I am, I often think to myself, is this all in my head or is it really coming out of, wherever else? And of course it's coming out of wherever else, and it's got nothing to do with the thinking mind. But I'm so used to it because I'm so used to being, the person who analyses everything and the thinker. and overthinks things, and that's been a journey for me. But anyway, we won't get into that. Maybe on the next coffee. So, is there any end in sight for it all? I'd like to know that. And what about the allies? What about, the rest of the world? So we've got sort of, America over here, haven't we? And then we've got, the rest of the world. And that's a grand plan. That's a grand plan. I think the grand plan is that, or I feel the grand plan is, yes, they're telling me it's all about isolationist. It's all about being isolated. If you're isolated, and if we all think back in history, think about the years of Mao Zedong in China, and when they were not beholden to anybody, they didn't have to answer to anybody. They were totally isolated. When the 15 million died in China of the famine, and the rest of the world didn't know about it, because if your borders are closed and you're not including other people in what you're doing, well, then you can pretty much do what you want and you can keep it all to yourself and nobody else has to know about it or interfere. Is that their end game? Is that what they're about? And then, of course, we've got the whole situation, haven't we, about, who's who in the zoo. You've got the rhinos, you've got the muskrat, and, and you've got the buffoon. You've got him. Who's who in the zoo? Who's doing what? Who's in charge of what? The buffoon isn't. He's well and truly. Oh, darlings, he's on the skids. I wouldn't like to be in his bloody shoes, not for quids. He's, yeah. What am I getting? What are they giving me? Yeah, not well. Very unwell. Yeah, I wouldn't like to be in his shoes. But is he on drugs or something? Is he, is he smoking something or taking something? I mean, I don't mean, drugs as in medical drugs. I mean, other things. As I said, it's him and the other boy in the back office, having a few smokes, sniffing up a few things. I think I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, that's been coming. Thank you. Yes. Okay. All right. Let me just, I want to put out some cards around this. So, the three Muskracketeers, the hostile takeover. And there's no soft coup in this, darling. This is a hostile takeover. They rushed in to do it very, very quickly so that they could muddy up the water. They could rattle on, and that Fox News, I'm ashamed to say that he's Australian, but that Fox News, I knew his mother, she was a lovely, lovely lady. She was a lovely lady, Rupert Murdoch's mother. And, God, must be turning in her grave, really. Okay, I'm breathing. This whole thing around waste and fraud, it's just smoke and mirrors, darlings. It's just mudding up the water. They rushed in, and he rushed in with his Doge thing, nutter, and, made out that, they were there to save the bloody world, or they were there to save America anyway, from itself. Then America was in, going down the gurgler, and it was corrupt and full of fraud and waste. And, they'd know about that, wouldn't they? I mean, nobody knows better than them, do they, about fraud and waste. They know what that's all about. The muskrat does, and so does the other bloke. How many times has he been broke? Can you believe it? Can you believe it? A felon, a bankrupt, a rapist. They're going to close the gaps on that. Are they going to do something about their constitution in America to stop in the future any felon or anybody like that becoming president of the United States? I mean, it's open slather, isn't it? Can you believe it? You've only got to get a few people on side, which they've got. You know, those other mobs and that Johnson. Oh, it's a circus. It's a circus. But will we see? Okay, the first thing out is will we see, make a bit of room here, will we see the rhinos, the Republicans in name only, will we see some of those get some more backbone and come forward? Never mind about what goes on behind closed doors and all the, you know, nonsense and all the shit they talk about behind the scenes. What are they doing out in the open? They're a bit worried about losing their bloody car that drives them around or not having their job and being called a congressman or a senator. It's pretty sick stuff, isn't it? We've certainly got a lot to learn. I think this was an accident that had to happen. That's what they're telling me. They told me that last night. I woke up in the middle of the night and they were saying to me that it was an accident that had to happen. And I thought, oh, no, you can't. No. Really? And but yes, because there were some lessons to be learned and only learned through this sort of thing. It's a bit sick, isn't it? Okay. Are the rhinos, will some of the Republican Party, will there be enough of them? Will they start standing up? Is there an end in sight? Will they stand up to this mob? Okay, I'm going to show you the cards in a minute. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Now, don't you love it? Okay, Nine of Swords, the Emperor, the Star, the Empress, and the King of Swords all came out. Now, I'm going to go back over them because the Emperor came out in the middle. And the Emperor, to me, always signifies letting go of old ways. It's always about the Emperor. It's all about old ways of doing things, old ways of thinking, stuck in your old ways, stuck in your thinking. Everything has to work the way that, it's always worked. And, that's the only way to go. And, it's all about principles and, things like that. Misplaced, by the way, misplaced principles, a lot of nonsense. But it's all about those sorts of things. So there's a lot of Republicans that are learning. I'm getting this. They're learning. This thinking around it, this whole being stuck, this overthinking. Too much about the past. Too much about the past. Too much about what's gone on before, what worked when. And let's face it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Historically, just look at history. The Republicans have always been, about, taking, never mind about all their idealism. That's what this is all about. This is all about ideals. This is all about, this is the way we've always done it. This too will pass. Just hang in there. This bloke will fade away. We only have to put up with him for It's not going to be 4 years. We all know that. But we only have to put up with him for a while, and then he's going to be gone, and we're going to elect someone else. Pardon me. And all these other loonies and losers over here will be gone. They'll all wake up, and we'll just sit it out. So the answer to the question is not in any great hurry. Ooh. Oh, buckle up, darlings, buckle up. Okay, the star card. I love the star card because a lot of these, I'm going to put it over here with these Republicans. They got their foot in two camps. They got their foot in two camps. They want to say something. They want to get the hell out of it. They want to be, gone with it, done with it. But they're not game. They're not really game to do that. There is movement in the camp, I'm going to say. Movement in the camp. There's the King of Swords. To me, that signifies somebody who's he's really chatty, and he's another one, cool, get rid of that. He's chatty, and he's a thinker, and he's going to be, who's he? He's somebody in the Republican Party who's going to be leading the movement forward, leading the pushback, but yeah, it's and there's a woman there. There's a woman there to back him up. I feel that they got lots of ideas, and they got lots of things that they know should be done and could be done. Could, would. It's that the cards. I'm going to have another little. I want to have a little bit more look. Oh, darlings. Yes, okay, all right. Yes, okay. Okay, 7 of Wands, the Tower card, not surprising. And, this 3 of Pentacles. They're worried about their jobs. Yeah, they are. They are. They all want to have something to say. They'd all like to see the last of him. They'd all like to get rid of him. But they're they're hanging on. It's a peer group thing. They're hanging on to, they're hanging on to their few dollars and their jobs, and they're worried about losing them. But having said that, there are still enough among them. There are still those among them who know that this can't go on. Okay? This is the Tower card. It's the tearing down of old structures. We saw that when we saw the Emperor come out here. The Emperor come out. This is the old structure, and there is a tearing down of the old structure. It will get torn down, but there's some toing and froing and some bobbing and weaving around, doing it. Okay, there's some bobbing and weaving around how it'll get done, and who'll do it, and who'll come forward, and who'll be the first to say. Okay, all right, that's interesting, isn't it? But they're there. Is there an end in sight? I don't know about in sight. What would in sight be? Tomorrow, next month, next week? No, not that soon. But it's brewing. It's there. They're banding together. What are they telling me? They're banding together. They're collecting their ideas. They're getting themselves organised, and they've just got to get the backbone that goes with it. Okay. All right. So What's happening with Musk? I want to know what's happening with Musk, and I want to know whether they'll get rid of him. The other bloke will keep propping him up because he's worried about what will come out, because he knows that he owes Musk big time. And I'm not talking about the money. I'm not talking about the money. I'm talking about the skullduggery and the racketeering. I'm talking about all the illegal things. I'm talking about criminality. I'm talking about they're a bunch of thieves. So, Will Musk, I'm really on it today, darlings. I'm giving it to you as I get it. Oh, okay. Oh, King of Cups. Um, what's happening with Musk? What's going on with Musk? He's in a meltdown, that's for sure. He's in a meltdown. He's he doesn't really know which way to turn. This is not his gig. He knows how to duck and weave and take people down and be on his drugs and be as silly as and have plenty of kids. He knows how to do all that. Not that he's responsible for them. Some he picks and chooses there. Who This is a person. This is a person who's running around behind the existing, president, the sitting president, who's not presidential at all, and in his ear, running a department called Doge to rip every other poor bastard off, rip all the Americans off, create an isolationist area so that, nobody else, so that they're done. Nobody else wants to know them and isn't, and they won't. Nobody does want to know them. All their allies, including us here in Australia, everybody's making and forging new alliances and talking to others. There's more to life than this, is what we're all saying. It's a circus. We're all looking on the circus and the zoo. Who's who in the zoo, as I said. Okay, what's happening with Musk? He's in a meltdown. I'm going to tell you he's in a meltdown. Oh, yes, absolutely. Um, oh, surprise, surprise. Okay, Nine of Swords, the Tower card, King of Cups, Five of Wands, and the Strength card. Yes, he's going to need some bloody strength to get out of it, and it's being taxed at the moment. Okay, infighting, lots of fighting. There's lots of people who would like to kick him to the curb tomorrow, today. They'd like to get rid of him post haste. Will they? No, because they're all in on it. It's a den of thieves. They're all in on it. They're all in on what took place. They're all in on what happened. They're all trying to protect their own back, but it's all coming down. It's coming down. It's going to come down. More news is going to be coming out. There's going to be more stuff coming out, and I don't think it's going to be too long now. That Tower card has come out twice now. It's not going to be too long now, and we're going to see something. There's something big. There's something big, something profound, something that's got grunt, not here, there, and. Why am I seeing her? Coney Barrett, the woman who is now, the ideology around it all was what attracted her. With the whole Trump thing, but she's the deciding vote now against it, and she's going to be deciding against him. Why has she come up so much in this around Musk? Because she's going to be deciding some things around that. There's going to be some stuff to the Supreme Court with all these court cases that have been going on. They're escalating, they're going through the system, and we know the wheels of justice turn slowly, and that you know, the legal system isn't necessarily justice. I learnt that when I was studying law, and it took me a while to get my head around it. But it isn't necessarily justice, which is quite interesting, and that's a debate, but we won't talk about that. But what we have here is it figures in this. So there's something coming around her and the muskrat. And getting rid of him. Is he going to be deported, or is he going to leave of his own volition? It's getting too hot for him. It's too hot. The seat's too hot. He doesn't know where to turn. He thought this was all a load of fun, and he's discovering there's no fun in this, and that he could end up being the scapegoat. Not by Donald Trump, because Trumpy needs him. But there's others who'd be happy to throw him under the bus. Tarot card. There'd be others who are happy to throw him under the bus. Well, that's all very, very interesting, isn't it? Now, what I'm going to say in my ending of the reading, and I've gone on long enough, what I'm going to say in this reading to all of you, my darlings, to all of you, speak out. Speak out. Don't hold back. This isn't a time to hold back. You want to say what you got, speak up. So speak up, speak out, hold your ground, and know that this was an accident that was about to happen, and it's necessary to get rid of some of what's going on. There's a transparency, they're telling me. I've been getting a lot of words lately. Transparency is the thing. It's all about transparency. It's all about creating transparency. And it's not about waste and fraud. That's smoke and mirrors. That's not transparency. But, you know, there's an awakening and an awareness here of who these people really are. And he was in the background for 4 years, stirring, while Biden was in power, and he wouldn't let it be. But here we are, we have a situation where he is now, you know, people are now seeing him for who he truly is. And he has rushed in to do this hostile takeover, the three of them, Vance, him, and the muskrat. And it's going to backfire in their face. The system, all that it's built on, is all coming down. Take care of your own lives. Take care of yourself. Be alert. Be awake. Don't listen to the bullshit or the BS. Don't listen to all that. Don't get into all that. Live your life and buckle up. It's a bit rough. It's a bit challenging. I get it, and it is for us all in lots of different ways. I love you. I love you all, and I am so very, very pleased to have you here. I'm very pleased to have this community and all of you around me. And you know, I say this every time: when you leave here. When we leave here, when I leave here, you go with me. And for those of you that it's meaningful to and you get something out of it, well, then I go with you. And isn't that the best? The best. See you next week on Wednesdays with Wallace Psychic Medium. Keep your chin up and go for it, darlings. Go for it. Don't let it be taken from under your feet. Don't let them do it. Bye for now.